right, boys and girls, it is time once again for the Guys Weekend podcast. I am Josh Chang, along with, as always, this time it's not my connection having issues. For once, Brandon Parks.
God dang you, Spectrum Internet. 90 seconds. I get to drop some serious language on you, Spectrum. Shout out to Candace, not Candace, fit in your mouth, but Candace that helped me on the app and made me look like an absolute Neanderthal when it comes to electronics, because apparently the way that I reset and did everything didn't work. But as soon as I did it the way that she wanted me to, which is the exact same way that I did, well, here we are. So thank you, Candace, for saving the Guys Weekend podcast.
Was it a real person, or was it
probably not
an automated?
So it said it was a real person. Because I was talking to the automation prior to that, and it said we will connect you to the next available representative. And her name, my name is Jeff. So Candace, if that really was your name, helped me out. Thank you. Fuck you, Spectrum, for making me do that shit in the first fucking place. 90 seconds is up. Suck my fucking dick. Anyway, sorry. Now that we're back on course, back on schedule here, we had 4 minutes of us that worked, and then another 5 minutes of you rambling on by yourself.
Oh no, I hit like 20 minutes, buddy.
Oh, did you? Yes. Oh, that's fantastic. One day when this strikes it big and we're living on our island that this show bought us, somebody will stumble across all of the Guys Weekend podcast lost tapes, and then that's when we'll get sued. So let's hope we hope we don't ever
that's when we file bankruptcy.
Yeah non-extradition country, just to keep us safe.
We're gonna our country's gonna be a sovereign
nation.
Nation.
Yes, that's fantastic. I spoke with Charles today and Zach, and Zach seemed thrilled with the idea of a Guys Weekend abroad. So that's great. Now Chuck tells me today, right? So Zach comes up and he goes, "Hey man," he goes, "I need you to let me know when the next Guys Weekend is." He goes, "Because I can't remember if we talked about it or not." I'm like, "Dude, I sent it in the text. Just realized today that I never added him to the Risky Business group chat." And I said, "That's my bad. But you did make it to your second one, so you don't get to be in the group chat." Anyway, by the way, Logan's probably getting the boot. I mean,
because he's not coming to another one.
No, never. No. And so we start talking about it. He's like, "Oh, wait a minute, I already have it in my phone. I saved it." I'm like, "Well, there you go. Now you know that the dates are the first weekend in January, and that's that." He goes, "I'm excited." So Chuck goes, "Sam, can I please go to a Guys Weekend?" She's like, "Charles, I tell you this for every Guys Weekend that Brandon's ever mentioned for the past, I think I've known him now for 4 years. For 4 years, I've told you, yes, Charles, go to Guys Weekend." Fuck, it's been longer than that. It's probably been 5 years now. And so he's like, "All right, I'm in." I'm like, "Okay. All right. Yes. Sure. Okay. Yeah. We'll see you there, Chuck. I can't wait to see you there." That's definitely not gonna happen. If he comes, I'd be shocked.
You're gonna end up having to just pull up to his house and just fucking kidnap him.
Well, that's the thing. He's moving to Columbus in 2 weeks. I'm not driving to Columbus and back.
Well, he's done making those long commutes.
He doesn't want to do it. I don't blame him. He was only getting 1 day at home, so this might actually change the dynamic of him actually coming to a Guys Weekend. I can't say for sure, but like prior, he was only having 1 to 2 days off every 2 weeks, so he would spend it with the damn him for spending it with his family and his kids. Take up all the time we could have with him. It's bullshit. So now with
the rest of their lives.
That's what I'm saying. You've already been there for most of their life, or all of their life up till now. So
what's 3 days?
Yeah, you can give it to us. I think he was more worried about, the reputation that comes with GWP and the consumption of church wine when we're at our retreat. And I said, yeah, hey, you don't have to be super religious. We're very open-minded at our camp.
Mm-hmm.
And, you come as you are. If you don't want to sit in on the readings, you don't have to. It's fine. So
we pray for gays.
Yeah, we don't pray them away. We just pray for them.
Yeah. Well, like we pray for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be tough taking it in the ass all the time.
God.
So he goes, well, this is why I think it might help. So with Sammy and the girls moving down there, he comes home from work every day. He's quickly going to realize, much like Tom Brady did, man, I should have left them motherfuckers in Canton. I kid. But I think with him being down there and his reunited with his family, that when Guys Weekend rolls around, it's going to be, oh yeah, I'm going. I need the fuck out of this house. So here's hoping. He's got the dates, and I will continuously text him and blow him up on Facebook about it and make sure that everybody is fully aware that Charles Wisetails was invited, has always been invited, and did say that he was coming to this next Guys Weekend. So I guess you'll have to check back in January to see if it actually happens. Probably not. I'd like it to. Paul said he would come. I don't know if you've met Paul. We might have played games with him online. I think Paul would have a blast. He's into the same stuff that we are, knitting sweaters. Him and Magoo would get along really well.
Wink, wink.
They would enjoy taking a trip to the spring together. Whether that be the actual spring or the one that they find in the eye of their mind.
Hey, I got a question. How big of an island do we actually need? Because Magoo's going to need a field to grow some plants.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't have to be a big island. I don't know. What's the going?
Because whatever's gonna grow, he's gonna try to grow it.
Island for sale. And what's the rules on that? Like, can you grow whatever you want on your own island if you own it? I would assume. There's probably rules about that. Holy shit. Okay, this is in Thailand. It's 110 acres. It is. That's a lot of zeros. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's $160 million US. Whew. This podcast better take off, man. I was only shooting for a 30 rack, and that price has steadily gone up. It's $20.99 now.
Fuck, at that rate, we might as well just move to Jamaica and call it a day.
God damn. Oh, wait a minute. This one's in Florida. It's 26 acres, and it's only 95 million. That's plenty. It's got its own little dock. Wow. Income potential. We could rent it out to people. That's pretty cool. It's got its own little cove. Pumpkin Key is the name of it. Well, that'd be changed. We'd have our own flag. Think we get our own airspace if you buy your own island?
Oh, absolutely. You have to get there somehow.
Yeah, but do you think we could restrict it, and we could we could build a control tower? We could tell people get the fuck out of our airspace and send warning shots at them. Not that we would, but just.
Why are you guys getting 3 to 4 containers a month of?
Mind your own fucking business. You seem to receive a lot of shipments from the South. Yeah, it's not your business.
What's under that tarp? It looks like it's got a cannon on it.
Wow. So it's got an island with a main home with 3 bedrooms, 2 caretakers' cottages, and a dockmaster's apartment. There's dockmaster office for up to a 20-slip marina, and it accommodates a mega yacht.
That's the dockmaster's. The dockmaster's apartment's where Magoo's staying because he's docking everybody.
If you guys don't know what docking is, Pam, I know you're listening. Go ahead and Google that. Google
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary. What does docking mean?
Every once in a while, you're lucky enough to get an image.
Yes. And if you don't get an image, we'll give you a minute to Google that. Go ahead. I'm going to keep reading about this island. We'll come back to that. It has in the center of the island are tennis courts that also serve as a helipad and golf cart paths that circle the island. Family compound, bayfront homes, up to 12 homes.
I like it already since they called it a compound.
I know. Sunsets. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe the price went down. Maybe they
probably got decimated.
Yeah, the hurricane. There's shit there now. So, by the way, Pam, if you can't find a picture on Urban Dictionary of what docking is, just think of a Chinese finger trap, but with male appendages. It's where one guy has a sweater, a turtleneck, and the other one doesn't, and they go back and forth, sharing said sweater. Oh, Christ.
Oh, that's speaking of GWP abroad.
Yes.
My previous rant, I talked a little bit about my idea for our first scripted television comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Magoo in Paradyse.
Yes.
Paradyse spelled Paradyse.
Oh, yeah.
Paradyse being Magoo's stripper girlfriend that they end up winning $2 billion of a lottery jackpot, and they move to a downtrodden Hollywood gated community.
Yes. And then halfway through this season, episode 3, they get asked to leave and evicted, and then they move to Pumpkin Key, which is an island that will be purchased by GWP, and live out their days there at a compound, growing agriculture.
I said the show would be a lot like would be like a mix of like Letterkenny, Trailer Park Boys, and like Shameless, just stupid.
Yes, and I could definitely see like the season that Ricky grew dope in his trailer. Like the whole trailer was just nothing but dope, and then right after that, he turns it into an ice skating rink. That's exactly what's happening in their front yard. The front yard, not the backyard. Like. It's right up there for everybody to see. It's fantastic.
My idea is that towards the end of the season, Magoo turns the whole gated community into like a whole drug compound.
Oh, and then they take on the cartel? That'd be sweet. You know, I'm surprised out of all the how do I phrase this? Less intelligent things. That's an easy way to say it. I'm surprised he's never gone west to go and pick the devil's lettuce. You know, like the trimmers that, you know, get paid in cash or a bud tender, I guess you could say. I'm surprised he's never done that for like, I mean, obviously he can't now because he has, I mean, I guess he could. He's got a kid, but that always seemed like something that, you know, he would thrive on. Just going out there, maybe not showering for a few days, trimming marijuana, just getting high with a bunch of hippies, maybe, you know, bathing each other in like a little.
I feel like old Magoo would definitely be like Burning Man would be his scene.
Yeah, because he definitely. I don't know. I don't know if he could go to one of those things. I know they had EDC in Orlando this weekend. A few people on my Facebook feed were there, and I seen some stories from it, and it's a lot of lights, a lot of boobs, a lot of fishnets, a lot of drugs. I'm assuming. I don't think Magoo could do that. I don't know if I think he would get too noided out. I think he'd start to. I don't know. I guess if he went into it with the right headspace, he'd be okay.
Depends on what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well,
is he strictly sticking to the
sheep? Yeah. I think at that point he's going to take whatever he can get. I wonder how many illicit drugs he's done at one time. I'm gonna have to ask him. There's got to be a few you can't mix, right? Like you can't.
Oh, definitely.
I know for sure of 2 that he has done interchangeably at the same time.
Do you think there's ever a point where Magoo has forgotten his dosages and had to maybe possibly throw up something?
Probably not. I don't know. I don't want to say forgotten the dosages. Maybe he took too much and didn't realize it at the time
Yeah.
and got sick. Probably. Yeah. Well, I've been there for that. I know he has. And I don't know if it's that it was too much or that he just ate too much or he was drinking too much and just kind of, it was all she wrote. I guess we'll find out. BT Dubs. Prior to this, I was in the group chat with the fam, and Amanda and or Brett said they would love to join the show. So Amanda, start thinking of some topics you would like to discuss. They can be anything. Well, yeah, just drop it on us. Maybe come up with a few things, like a little list of like 5 things that you want to discuss, or maybe not. Maybe there's one topic that you're really passionate about, and I swear to God, if it's about that vegan fucking cookbook that you have, I'm just gonna boop. I can click a little button on here and you go bye. So we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So no, none of that.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
if
try to
it's,
sell me any Arbonne. We're not here to plug our shit.
I mean, if it's about like women staying in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, which wrestler was that? Know your role?
The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know?
Using.
Here you go. Here's one for you, Josh. Do you know how The Rock pees?
Mm-mm.
He Dwayne's his Johnson. That's a great one. Yeah. So next weekend, hopefully we can get you on there. Both of you, one of you. I have a microphone. If you'd like to use it, I can drop everything off. Whatever. So that'll be cool. Also, Charles let me on to something that was pretty sweet. He was envious of my GWP fitted cap. And he said, wow, I really want one of those. And I'm like, well, check out our store, GWP, shopgwp.com. I don't know. That doesn't exist. Don't actually go to that. Which, by the way, I texted Alex to see if he wanted to be on here because he told me last week that he would be on here this week. And apparently he went out and got absolutely lambasted and is still hungover. And that was at 5:30 when I texted him. And he didn't answer me, so I had to text Amber. And Amber's like, no, not this week. He's still hungover. Alex, get your shit together. The people have spoken. We need a Faribault effect episode. Start doing your research. Get us a topic. And we will go down the rabbit hole. I'll even wear a foil hat for the show. I'll make one. It'll be sweet. So Charles tells me today, he goes, man, I really like that hat. I want to get one. And I'm like, well, I said, you just have to, I said, let me know and I'll pick it up from Lids or whatever. He tells me about another company called Mammoth Headwear. We're not sponsored, not yet anyway. Shout out to Mammoth, maybe. We'll see. That makes snapbacks for guys with large heads. And it starts at size 7 3/4. And I wear a size 8. So I ordered one today. And I will see what happens. The only thing I don't know is it is tan in the back here and then camouflage up front and on the bill. And it's blank. So obviously I'm going to get the logo on there. I just don't know what color to get. I don't know if I should do the yellow again or if I should do like black. Chuck said something about orange, but I'm not a
What
fan.
is it a dark camo?
No, it's like a woodland camouflage. I'll send you a picture real quick.
Because I was thinking you could do like a beige.
That's what I was thinking, like a yeah. This is kind of a shit picture, but you'll get the point. That's what I was thinking, like a tan, like a. So yeah, that's what it looks like. So it'll be something like that. I could almost do white on there, but I feel like that's just gonna, me, I tend to get a little messy when I'm drinking.
Oh yeah, I think a tan would look pretty.
A tan
good
would
on
look
that.
cool. Yeah, like a sand color, like a light tan, khaki.
Yep.
Yeah, it does look cool. So I will, whenever that gets here, I will go to the store and get that made, and I look forward to rocking it. Might even get a beanie made. We'll see. Because I don't know if anybody else knows this, but it's fucking winter time.
How much snow did you get yesterday?
Not a lot. It barely stuck. Made a little sloshy. We went down to see Amber and Alex's venue for their wedding next year, and I flew the drone, and I probably shouldn't have. It got covered in icicles and snow, but mission accomplished. Did you guys get a lot up there?
No, we didn't get anything.
Oh, sweet. They were just calling on the radio. I heard on the way back from Chuck's that they were calling for accumulation to stick in the snow belt area. So we were a bit south of the snow belt, but the next few days, it seems as though it's there. It's here. It's here to stay. No more.
Oh no, it's good. I was looking at the forecast going into next week, and there's going to be a couple of days where we hit 50.
Oh, well, shoot. I was going to say, it is dropping down to like 28, which I successfully, on last week's episode of Brandon's Not a Mechanic, I successfully installed my own remote start on my truck. And the company that I purchased it from said that if I recorded myself installing it so that they could use it for, whatever, their website, their YouTube channel, that they would give me a $200 online store credit. So I'm like, yeah, sweet. Now, I sent them that stuff last week. I haven't heard anything back. So I don't know if that means it's a no-go or
they saw you using the zip ties and duct tape.
See, I didn't even do any of that because I figured that's what they were going to, like, they give you like a list of things you can and cannot do. Obviously, you can't be just motherfucking the project and beating shit, but they did say to not edit anything out. Like, don't just film it all in one shot, which I didn't do because I had to hang my tripod. I've got like a bendy tripod. I had one leg on the frame of the door, one leg kind of around the steering wheel, and one leg wedged between the dashboard and the windshield. And the motherfucker kept falling off. And I'm like, ugh. So I had to keep like pausing it and starting over. It was a mess, but successfully installed and everything was fine. So I sent them a bunch of clips and they're like, oh, take a before and after picture. I'm like, of what? The fucking dash? Like nothing changed. You can't tell whether or not it's in there. Like what a dumb. So anyway, I hope they get back to me because I would enjoy. I didn't know if it was gonna be like one of those things where if I did it and they actually used it and send me the credit and I buy something else from them, could I do it again? And like keep it rolling? Because yeah, because I would definitely do that. Like I'm in. I might need Mike Rader's help for some of it, but he builds a race car that doesn't run, so we're good. Bolt-on stuff shouldn't be hard.
Yeah, you're still missing all those Anheuser-Busch points.
You know what? And that brings me back to them fucking me over on the snow days thing. 13 inches of snow, and they were supposed to take $1 off for every inch, and those cocksuckers didn't let me do anything for that week. Fuck you, Anheuser-Busch.
And then they said, we don't show snow in your area.
Yeah, you filthy motherfuckers. Like it was a record-breaking snow. Get fucked. You knew it was here. You knew it. They were like, oh, shit, we're going to lose our ass on this deal. Dicks. Still bought it anyway. Love you, Anheuser.
Sponsor us.
Please, yes. Listen, I will be back on the wagon, back on the horse December 4th. Count it. That podcast, Josh, we better get it. We better strike while the iron is hot and do it in the morning because I have to be in Ravenna to get our Christmas tree at 10 a.m. So we're going to have to do like an 8 a.m. recording. I might have a beer at 8 a.m. before we go get the Christmas tree. And I will be wrecked by noon. I can already tell. I'd like to say that I'm going to drink responsibly and I'm not going to go get absolutely blasted. If it's anything like last year, terrible. I think we discussed that on the episode. I ended up breaking my Christmas tree stand because I had the Sawzall out smoking a cigar in the living room at fucking 1:30 in the morning, just motherfucking everything, trying to cut the strings off from the Christmas tree and snap the. Oh yeah, it was. This year's gonna be great. I'm gonna have everything set up. Everything's gonna be good to go. If I have to leave the tree in the truck until the next day when I can attend to it sober, then I will.
Let's face it. You're gonna at some point around 6 or 7 p.m. You're gonna think, this is a good idea. Tice, come on, help me. And he's gonna probably, crack a kneecap or something.
Probably. Well, see, this is the thing. This is the first time we've gone that I can remember, or that I've been able to drink for on a Sunday to get a Christmas tree. Normally we go on Saturdays. So I don't remember why we're doing Sunday. I don't know if it's because somebody has to work Saturday. I'm not sure. So if it was a Saturday, I'd obviously want to turn it on a bit, but maybe it being Sunday will deter me from, just having a Black Christmas already. We'll see.
Will it?
Yeah, probably not. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know, because I think we're going to Mike's Place afterwards, which you have to come down once for that. Mike's Place is an absolute experience. They have $2 16-ounce PBRs. Well, they used to do $1 regular PBRs, and then they upgraded. And I'm like, oh shit! Here's $20. Let me know when I need to give you more. But it's now that's like a 40-minute drive from here, so obviously I can't. I'm not going to drink and drive, Josh. That is irresponsible, and I will wait until I get home to consume my first alcoholic beverage. That being said, my truck does have coolers. It'd be wrong of me not to put them to use, right?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll do something festive, like a little apple cider and rum in my thermos. Spiked hot cocoa. Damn, why do we got to go on a Sunday? That
Eggnog.
sucks. What'd you call me? Oh, eggnog. Oh yeah, eggnog. Yeah, I'm not a huge. Are you an eggnog fan?
I don't mind it.
Yeah, that reminds me. I gotta get. Pam got me the cups from Christmas Vacation.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe I'll drink from those this year. I still haven't used them. They're still in the box.
Where they had them at like Kohl's or something last year, I think.
I don't know where she got them.
I know. No, maybe like a Hallmark store or some shit like that.
It was something like that.
I know. I saw them on some of the shelves at like Kohl's or some shit.
I think they're metal, which is sweet.
Oh no, they had glass ones.
Oh, did they have glass? Well, she knew not to get me the glass ones because I ended up fucking breaking them. So I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had eggnog, and I can't say I've ever had eggnog with rum in it. So Amanda, put that on the list. Get a little eggnog and some rum for Christmas Eve. We'll give it a shot, I guess. It's just like going down to the cabin and doing the fucking gin and juice.
I might see if my dad can
like
make that apple concoction he made last year. It was like, I think it was like, fuck, I don't remember what he put in there. It was like rum, and he had like 3 different kind of liquors in there. And then he put I know one of them was Fireball. He put Fireball in there, sliced up some apples, put some apple cider in there. It was really good. And I can't stand Fireball anymore.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
It sounds good. So they had mimosas this morning for breakfast at Chuck's house, and Maggie had me go make her another one, and they made ice cubes out of like orange juice and like put like a strawberry in the center of it and shit. Chuck's like, "You breaking your sober November?" And I'm like, no. So they're making one for Maggie. So I grabbed this big bottle of tequila and I just fucking started pouring it in the glass. And he's like, "Did you just put tequila in there?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's just a little bit." I said, "Maybe this will calm her down and she won't be up my ass all day." So then I poured some orange juice in there and topped it off with some Prosecco. And I still don't. She went to sleep after that for a little while. So she's alive now. So I was like, "Hey, awesome." But I actually just got a random text from a group chat that I was added to with 19 other people in it. My mom is purchasing tickets for us to go to Cleveland and do a bar crawl on a bus for Christmas. That's going to be interesting. It's like a party bus, and they take you on a tour for downtown Canton, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, man. December's already shaping up to be a bad month for my liver. Like, I'm going to have to take...
And then you're going to go right from December into the beginning of January to Guys Weekend.
Fucking, oh, boy. Yep. Godson's excited, though. He's like, "What are we going to do for sleeping?" That's what Zach said. He goes, "Listen, I know I have the Taj Mahal of tents." He's like, "But it's not going to do much in the winter." And I'm like, no. I said, "Normally we just kind of nut the butt, He's like, "Oh, like we normally don't have 16 people like we did in the summertime." I said, "Everybody talks a big game about coming up, but only a handful show." which I can't remember how many people we've had up there for a winter one. I'd say at least 7, right?
6 or 7. I know. We had the chair taken up, the couch.
Yeah.
So
Because was Hat
3.
Margie there in the winter? He wasn't. Jake was there, and Mike.
He was there in the winter. He was there last.
Hat was?
Yeah, he was there.
Okay.
I think he was there in January.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, all right. So we've had 9.
We got the cot. We got. Isn't there another cot?
Yeah. There's one back there. That's little man certified, so that'd have to be like an out. Well, he's got the couch. Zach could sleep on that. Magoo's got a cot too. He can bring.
Be all right.
Yeah. You know what? Listen, we don't have to worry about it. We have a place to stay.
Yeah.
Losers. You can go over and sleep in the Dykes cabin.
Yeah.
You know, go nut to butt with Tom and what's her face? Ah!
Hatchet face.
Oh, Jesus. I can't believe that she didn't wash her hair for almost 4 years. So that knot that she had on top of her head, like she couldn't do anything with it. Like they said, John was telling us that. He's like, she would go to take it down and she couldn't get it like out of the ponytail. Like the hair just kind of grew around the ponytail and she couldn't get it out. And she just never washed it. I'm like, that is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Which I think she's done. I don't remember what she looked like last time I seen her. I wasn't really looking at her, to be honest with you. I think she finally lobbed the top knot off, and that's grody. I mean, I've got a couple days without washing my hair, but I don't have much of it. But yikes.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. Oh, did you hear that this was an interesting small conspiracy theory that was brought up today by Zach's wife, that Nick Cannon is now on his 13th child, 12th and 13th child, and I think they're only like a few months apart. They're less than a year apart.
And I think he's got all these kids with like 3 or 4 different women.
Yes. So
at the same time, and they don't give a shit.
It's wild. So the conspiracy theory around it is that he has lupus. And there is no cure for lupus, but in the stages of trying to find something, stem cell research and organ donation are the only things that seem to help. So the theory is that he's going to be farming his kids out to try and further lupus research, which is wild, but it kind of makes sense. Homie popped out, 13 kids. I mean, obviously the kids are gonna have to grow up a little bit, but wouldn't that be some shit if it was true?
None of them make it past like 13, 14 years old. They just randomly disappear.
Probably. They'll probably down here on Pumpkin Key Island. Fucking just gone. Never heard of again.
Hey, just so you know. Like, what's that conversation with the moms like? Just so you know, eventually, at some point.
Like, so
I'm
let's
need
say
an organ from one of these motherfuckers.
Let's say he was doing that, right? Does he let the significant other know? Does he let the baby mom know? Like, there's clear signs that you have lupus. Like, it's not like you can hide lupus from people. So obviously they're going to know that he has this. Now, whether or not that's his intention, do you think they've ever brought it up? How do you, like, hey, let me fuck a baby into you so I can have its kidney later, or maybe, replace some of my fingers after they start to fall off or some shit. Like, that's wild. That's something I could see Nick Cannon doing, though.
Probably. I mean, he started wearing that dashiki a few years back, Well, everywhere he fucking goes.
Well, that's why, because he has lupus.
Maybe that's why him and Mariah didn't work out. She needed her kids for her own stem cells.
Yeah. Oh, she hath awakened. Fucking song. That's all I'm gonna hear in the next 2 weeks. If I could never hear another song ever again, it would be that one, and I'd be okay with it.
Yeah. The my wife just picked up a customer that has like something like 13 kids in the last 10 years, all birthed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like number 9 through 13 must have walked out of that motherfucker.
I don't know,
Just
man.
wow.
Like there's one year where she gave birth in like February and gave birth again like that December.
That is not healthy.
I don't think so.
Like, aren't you not supposed to have any like type of contact after pregnancy for at least 3 months or some shit like that?
Nah, it's like 4 weeks.
4 weeks? Oh.
If it's natural C-section, it's like 3 months.
Damn. So homie just
Slinging ropes.
just in there, like right away. Like, hey, fuck, they're doing it in the hospital before they come home. Like, she was pregnant before she left.
Hey, Doc, while you're down there, my husband has already put his stuff in a cup. Can you just
just go ahead and
pop it on in there?
Yeah, just go ahead and fire up that turkey baster and fertilize me. Get it all up in there. Man. Oh, good for them. That's crazy. Does she want to be on the podcast so we can ask her disgusting questions?
Probably not.
Bummer. Tell her I'll pay for her next cookie order.
So the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin Conroy passed away Friday. God, the voice of Batman for my entire life.
Yeah.
I was looking at his IMDb. Like, he's literally voiced Batman
forever.
Since 1990, that's all he's done pretty much.
Yeah. He was the guy. Like, it's fantastic. Yeah.
So I started playing the Batman Arkham series again.
So good.
Such a good, in my opinion, best gaming trilogy, at least top 3 best gaming trilogy out there.
It's good. You know, we actually had a conversation the other day, Brad, Zach, and Chuck. We were going back and forth about what the top 3 or top 5 games of all time would be, not from your personal perspective, like ones that you personally love to play, just as a whole. And I think Brad brought up Elden Ring being one of them.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, yeah, probably. Like, Red Dead was up there. Like, we all agreed on Red Dead 2 because it was fantastic. So that's like a mass market game that everybody, you know, it's always going to be up there. And I think we kind of argued towards God of War because we started playing Ragnarok this week, and that it would be in the top, percentile, top 3, top 5 games of all time. And I don't know if other people see it that way. We kind of looked at Elden Ring as one of those games where, to me, viewing it from my perspective, is that was kind of a niche group of people that like to be frustrated to play video games. Like, it's a very hard and challenging game. And I feel like that's probably why it wouldn't be a top game, which, Brad, we'll have you on the show. We can discuss this further.
Yeah. We'll discuss why you're wrong.
Hey, he has called a lot of shit right, though. It's funny because, like, he'll text me and be like, guess what? It was something about Microsoft or whatever, and Sony just not doing something. He's like, we got to have Zach back on the show. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll get him on there. Not to put Zach down and tell him that he's wrong about everything PlayStation, but it's all right, Zach. We talked about it today. But yeah, so we'll have to put that in there and see, what the consensus is there, because there's a lot of games coming out next year, and it's looking fantastic.
2023 is going to be a big year. Also, they dropped the first trailer for John Wick 4 this past week.
Oh, my nipples have never been harder. Fantastic. And the fact that they're in talks of doing a AAA video game, just have to say,
I can't
come on. So that comes out March 23rd. 24th, 2023. Whatever it is, I will be there that Saturday of opening weekend with my large popcorn, my box of Bunch of Crunch, and a liter of water. And I will just be freedom bonering the entire time. And I cannot wait.
Mm-hmm.
I might go twice. Ooh, do I spend a little extra and go XD? Oh,
that might be the way to go.
I don't know if I can handle that much freedom. I might have to. Well, you have the movie app. Can't you roll over tickets, like turn in like two for an XD?
I'm like, yeah. I think actually it's any movie.
Oh, okay.
It might be like $1 upcharge, like if you turn it in, but it's like an extra $1 or $2 or something.
Shit,
like
if I'm paying $4 to go see John Wick with 2 people, cool.
I've got like 6 tickets banked right now.
Yeah, I think I'm up to 3, 4 maybe. I might just let that roll. I don't know. I do want to go see Dungeons and Dragons, so I'll probably go see that and use those tickets. We'd seen Black Adam.
Was it good?
I enjoyed it. I can see where people were kind of just like, man, this is dumb. Like my dad texted me about it, and he's like, well, people were kind of giving it hell for this and that. And I'm like, well, to me, it just seemed like the reason that would happen is because they don't know who Black Adam is, or that he's kind of an anti-hero, and it's not your happy-go-lucky superhero film that you're used to. And I liked it for what it was and what they were doing with that movie and what they intend to do in the future.
I think people try in terms of like the characters and that colorful, side of things that Marvel has. People forget that DC has always been dark. Since the first inception of Batman. In 1939, it was dark.
Comics. Yeah, it's awesome.
So you're not gonna get the upbeat shit like you in the Marvel movies.
I guess it was for people that aren't, or that are just hardcore Marvel fans and not comic book genre in general. Going to see it, I could see where they'd be like, wow, it's exactly what you said, that Marvel was the light side and DC's the dark side. And going into this, like, you expect there to be some major backstory on why this planet was, like, the whole town that they were at. Like, everything there seemed like you were in a first world country and everything was okay, but then it was portrayed to be like some ancient civilization that was in the middle of nowhere off the grid, and they didn't have, but at the same time there's fucking Apache helicopters and gunships flying around with fully kitted out. I'm like, whatever. Didn't really, didn't take away from what it was. They set it up perfectly for what they plan on doing.
Are they going to be a crossover with Shazam?
Potentially.
I believe, I do know reading the comics that they're synonymous with one another.
Yes. And they touch on that in there. But that's how Black Adam gets his powers, for, all the wizards or whatever meet together and he's considered the savior or whatever it is. The after credits scene really get you kind of excited.
Wonder how much longer I gotta wait for that to come on HBO.
Probably not long. It'll be there by right after Thanksgiving, probably.
Yeah, because I know they stopped doing the first day release shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It kind of hyped me up for seeing the next one. It should be pretty cool.
I'm interested to see how these next films go with James Gunn and the other guy being the CEO of DC Films. So that'd be interesting. I hope they go. My problem with James Gunn is I feel like he might go a little lighthearted.
Yeah,
on some of those movies.
Yeah, I haven't looked too heavily into it. I can't remember, most of the shit off the top of my head. But if there was a DC character, since you've been reading comics more or more of the DC stuff, if there was any DC character that you could have a movie adaptation of, what would you choose? Just I can feel like Marvin the Martian would be kind of cool, but I don't know how much people would really, be interested in that. I mean, I guess
the thing that Marvel's got going for them is a lot of their, their B and C level superheroes are a lot more well known than DC's are. I don't know, man. That's a tough thing because I don't know if without your heavy hitters, if anything else that DC does with those subgroups,
if it would take off,
yeah,
okay, or even like a Netflix. Like I feel like, or even if like say HBO took it over and they was same day release and they just did shit like that, where it was like, hey, we're gonna partner with DC and try to, I don't know, give back. They're gonna have to talk about the Justice League, and they're gonna have to talk about the Justice Society. There's gonna have to be some type of backstories with those characters that isn't like a cartoon run, basically. That they're gonna have to do something if they want it. I'm thinking that if they want it to continue and people to watch these things, you're gonna have to give the people, like, you're gonna have to pull a Marvel. You're gonna have to give them a movie that gives you a little bit of backstory of like, hey, this is who this is. This is who this is. Because like you said, the B and C superheroes for Marvel, people know them. People knew who Ant-Man was and who Wasp was. Like they, and those aren't your all the time people. Just think of like all the X-Men. Like people still know who they are, and most of the people in there, I don't know. And that was kind of one of the things that I was kind of leery about with Black Adam was the two other characters that they bring in, which was Cyclone and oh fuck. Keep wanting to say it's Goliath, but I don't think it's Goliath. Not Mega Man, but whatever it was. He can grow himself to 100 times his size. And it's like, wow, okay. Like they talked about his dad or his uncle passing down the suit to him so that he could do those things, and that was it. Like they didn't touch on how his uncle did any of that stuff, why his uncle was the way he was, how he came to get the suit, how any of this shit happened. Cyclone was the same way. Oh, these powers were put into me as a blood transfusion when I was a child. And then they just kind of brushed it off, and they never said anything else about it. It's like, I get it, it's Black Adam's movie, but at the same time, I'm like, I want to know a little bit more. Like I'm not saying I'd go watch a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, I think DC is going to run into an issue that without their main core of characters, that it's just gonna
fizzle out.
Yeah. Like I think you need to have Superman, Batman, the Flash. I mean, maybe they do like a cyborg movie.
That'd be cool.
Possibly, but like other than that, like you got those 5. And I'll say this: like you take Batman and Superman. I think other than maybe Spider-Man, and in my opinion, that might be even a stretch. Batman and Superman are way more popular than I believe. I believe those two images, those two logos alone sell more money than anything that Marvel does throughout the year.
Oh, I believe it.
So
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would also like to see, I mean, if they're going to embrace the darkness, let's get some villain movies, Like,
yeah, that's where they're going to have to go because like I said, today's world, the villains are cool, man.
Yeah, and I feel like they kind of touched on it in Black Adam. Like they walked that line where it was, going into it, I knew he was the anti-hero and that he wasn't the great guy that they made him out to be, in a superhero per se.
Yeah.
But, I I understood why he was doing the things that he was doing, and a little bit of backstory about him. So I would like to see, if you don't want to do full-blown villains, maybe the people that walk the line. I mean, I guess that would be kind of tough because most of the villains in Gotham are terrible, unless you want to get into space with Superman, which that could fucking go 10 different ways. Which I don't remember how they looped. What planet did the Justice League take place on? Would it have been considered Earth with Gotham and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the Justice League's like main headquarters were like what's the Superman's Fortress of Solitude or some shit like that.
Yeah. A Legion of Doom movie would be sweet. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like before you do that, you kind of have to introduce a few of the characters first, and then it leads kind of like how they're doing with Sinister Six in Marvel.
Yeah. I'll say this. I think the way that Disney and Marvel have set things up over the years, I think they've done it so well, and DC's done everything so poorly that you've already made, your opinion. You've already formed your opinion of what DC is going to look like. I hope they blow it out of the water because I'd love to see more DC stuff. But like my hopes are not high.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I guess
we're gonna get a Joker movie. There's gonna be a Penguin series on HBO.
That'd be cool. Did you ever watch the TV show when it was out? Wasn't there a TV show?
What?
The Penguin? Oh no! That was the TV show Gotham. That had the Penguin in it.
The only other thing they could possibly do is like a Teen Titans rebranding later on down the road that I think could be pretty popular.
Yeah. I feel like that's their one shot to get the younger demographic into liking superheroes.
Probably.
And if they do it with popular, actors and actresses that are in the limelight now, or whenever they go to make it, relevant people, and they're not bringing in, you can touch on having some of the OGs in the movie just to, say, hey, look, this is DC, this is what we are, we're giving you our blessing, yada yada yada. But I think that'd be cool.
I'll say this though, I'm looking at the reported box office so far though for Black Adam.
Yeah.
We're 2 weeks since their release?
Yep.
They've only made, I think their worldwide gross right now is only like $352 million. Which isn't great. They made their money back, but
yeah, they didn't.
But it's kind of disappointing compared to Marvel.
Well, I think can you really compare the two though? It's kind of like apples to oranges. They're both fruits, but
that's the same space they're going for.
True.
That's it. Money's money. It's not.
That's fair. It's like they missed their shot. They should have been pumping out movies at the same rate that Marvel was to keep relevant. Because you can only beat the Batman and Superman horse to death so many times before you have to come up with something that's.
And it's been done.
Yeah.
Other than Spider-Man, you didn't see an Iron Man movie, you didn't see a Captain America movie, you didn't see a Thor movie.
Right.
You never saw any of that shit. Now we're on the fourth incarnation of Batman.
In the past 15 years, it seems like. Yeah.
The third incarnation of Superman.
Yeah.
You've seen it before.
Yeah. 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 That's how it goes. Whatever, DC, get your shit together.
Yeah, get your shit together. All right, so for Brandon Parks, I am Josh Henney. This was the Guys Weekend Pod. Good night.
Sayonara, bitches.